Hey guys, this is Z. This is my first countdown video under my new Showtimeblogs account. So, let's get started. This is a top 11. Yes, anyone who knows who the Nostalgia Critic is knows he does a top 11 review. Why top 11? Because he likes to go one step behind. Well, I was originally going to do a top 10, but there's so many good animes out there. You know, it's really hard to keep that countdown going. So, hell, in one of these, I actually have two that are tied. So, yeah. All right. So we'll get started. Top 11. This is my favorite animes of all time. Top 11 favorite animes of all time. Number 11, Bakuto Test. Since last year, the show has shown some mild popularity, but it does things that no other animes have done. They've reached boundaries that make us believe that these characters will be successful when rather it's the opposite, and when they do succeed, they would end up preferring failure, especially in the last episode with, spoiler alert, Mizuki deciding to stay with Class F. She kind of looks like Miyu from Our Condolences, Ninomiya-kun. And her mannerisms, too. That is kind of interesting. I also like that this is one of few series that doesn't give Yoshi the primary focus of the typical main character. Yuji has the personality of a natural-born leader, but not the skills. The surprise twists and turns the series gets the lowest spot, but still good. Number 10, Ranma 1/2. A lot of you are surprised by this, I'm sure. Some of you might not even understand why it's so low. Well, Ranma is a nice series, but seriously, it doesn't have the right thing that makes any series great. Plot. Yes, the series I abridge, the very first official character I cosplay as, is not as great as I make it out to be. If anyone feels betrayed by this decision, I'm sorry you feel that way. But look at the series without even knowing of the manga. Is this a series that has a primary focus that affects everyone's life? Look at Takashi's other series. The Shikon Jewel Shards affect everyone's lives. Rin also has that same theory. Loom and Meison Aikoku have low plots that affect others, and they have plots. Yes, Josenkyo is the central point in the series, but they have these pointless fillers, and even the manga have fillers. Granted, I read only the whole manga, but even then, it's not a masterpiece like my next books are. I know it's not supposed to be awesome, but it's like segments for a Saturday morning cartoon. Not the best, but I do love a lot of the stories just because they do in fact develop the characters. Number 9, Goshusho Sama Ninomiya-kun, or Our Condolences, Ninomiya-kun. It's one of those underground type animes that you have to put a moderate effort to watch. This is no deep meaning in this anime that will question reality, but it will certainly question romance and actions. Everyone has little to no personality, but has rare exceptions due to the story it tells. Shungo is a pretty grounded character that is until he is given a girl afraid of men by both their older siblings. The girl is named Miyu and is revealed she's a succubus. Now, what makes this anime good is it has all the things I like. Good romance story, fighting scenes, and fan service. I suppose it's low on the list because it's a pretty simple story. I'd say it's like the Full House of anime. I like Full House, but it has moments and story arcs that is reminiscent of Hallmark moments. But aside from that, it always has plots that can make you relax and understand the flow of the situations each character goes through. Number 8, Overdrive and Air Gear. These series are both equally great. I could not come up with a decision for both. I couldn't leave either out, and there's other on the list that are both equally as higher, so I chose them both. Shinozaki, let's start with Overdrive. Shinozaki is an empathizing character. We all want to believe we can be something we're afraid to be, and Shinozaki broke that barrier. Even when he fails, he succeeds. Which is why I like to have wishful thinking, even though Yamato states that he is labeled the ranking after the race is over. It's his will that contradicts him. A bicycle and a boy have never been so beautiful together since breaking away. And then there's Iki, a natural-born leader. True, Iki is contrasted character to Shinozaki, but they both have similar goals to to be the best at what they do. Iki puts everything aside to do air trekking, including being oblivious to Ringo's unrequited love. Yes, he has infatuated feelings for Sumika, but really it's the pride glory that fills his self-loathing emptiness. Number 7. Neon Genesis Evangelion. Like Shinozaki, Shinji Ikari has lack of faith in himself. However, unlike Shinozaki, Shinji can't commit to believing in himself. Well, it's not all as bad as it seems to be. Because it's always difficult to do the things you have to do. When you do things you choose to do, you can forget who you really are. Don't get me wrong, Shinozaki is a character that Shinji should have been, but Shinji is a more believable character because when he believes himself and tries to be brave, the circumstances makes it more of a struggle with Shinji inside his heart. He wants to learn to love himself, but no one else seems to love themselves. Not his father, no Asuka, no Rei, no Toji, not even Minako. Everyone in the series is in distress. It's the cold but humble support of his friends and teammates that make him want to get better. Number 6. Yu Yu Hakusho. It is a strong series. It has all the action and influence of DBZ, but has more sophisticated flaws of our heroes than the Z Fighters. Ha! Z! Oh my god, get away! Yusuke has all the badass anti-hero personality very few protagonists have. I feel many of Yusuke's recycled traits move on to Ichigo Kurosaki from Bleach. Although not as badass as Yusuke, Ichigo stubborns himself through the will to save his friends. I'll say this now, Bleach won't be on the list. It's not a series that stands well on itself. It continues a story that doesn't need continuing. Yusuke ends us with good terms. We know everyone has a happy ending, and it's just one of those most beautiful endings. Number 5. Beck, Mongolian Chop Squad. It's really that good. I don't watch many English dubs anymore, but this is one that works. Aside from the reference to English rock bands, it stays true to its influences. I really want to see the live-action movie. I also believe the relationship between Koyuki and Maho. It's a little to unused subplot, but when we see them, you know their chemistry feels natural in a way when people first meet. It reminds me of Shino and Fujiwara from Overdrive, but at least these two get somewhere in the series. I really like the skinny dipping scene where they sing Moon on the Water. It'll have the sentence, "That's their wedding song" in your head. It's a teenage angst type of relationship, but that's what makes it so believable. Number 4, Death Note. What else is there to say about this series? It's inevitable that it ended up on this list. It's so high. I mean, you couldn't possibly imagine what the next 3 could be, right? I mean, you have Light Yagami, and Ryuzaki or L, and his successors. In a battle of war between right and wrong, and from a fan's perspective, we get to judge who is right and who's wrong. I mean, that is just so great about the word opinion, because that is what Death Note is all about. Opinions. So it's all about a chess game. We'll get to whoever. Whoever hasn't finished the series. I won't ruin anything, but whoever you're rooting for, somebody I know somebody out there was disappointed by those results. Number 3, FMA Brotherhood. This is a series that should have been released. The first one was okay. It had some interesting developments with the Elrics, but there is a story that it's shared with all the subplots that are frequently used in the anime. They all come together so naturally. The subplot with Roy Mustang and Tyr Bradley, aka Wrath, or even the Lin Greed conflict, or Mei Chang and her panda, it all leads up to a big thing that concludes the way fans would be considered content, maybe even great. Number 2, Naruto Shippuden. Okay, a lot of fans have at least part 1 or part 2 on their list, but really it's part 2 for me how the series really begins. Part 1 had little to do, if not anything to do with the real characters. There was no Danzao, no Deidara, no Sais. You just get pointless sequences. Haku and Zabuza's death was probably the best thing in part 1 because Kishimoto thought that shinobis are no laughing matter. The dark tones come in an instant, and the tones get even more darker and angsty in part 2, where the series has become the dark night of anime for me. Part 1 was more of the inner circle of ninjas, which was good up until after the tuning exams. It does downplay after a while, but that's natural with some series because no series is perfect, except maybe number 1, which is summer sun that blows my mind. Higashi no Eden, aka Eden of the East. I can make a biography on the series, it's so great. You have Akira Takizawa lose memory and appear in Washington after an attack called Careless Monday. He meets a girl named Saki and a slow romantic quality develops, and these two people I can't picture without each other. The series is great, it has Bourne Matrix feel to it, and the extra characters become empathetic as well. I originally watched the series simply because of the opening, since I am a big Oasis fan, but the two movies didn't have it and I still liked it. That's what the series does. It draws you in based on a popular song you know, and you're immediately attracted to it. I have no objection to the series on DVD if they have the opening. If not, then I can enjoy the quality of the internet. They never. I don't really. Some sites say they do have it. Some sites say they don't. If you guys own the DVD, let me know, and I'll buy it at some point in the future. Yeah, but yeah, the story, the characters, Eden of the East is one anime I definitely recommend to those who have not seen it. So there you go. That's my top 11 or 11 and a half, if you count number 8. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And what are your top 10 or top 11, top 11 and a half, top 12? Just let me know. Let me know in the comments. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. All right. Thank you. Bye.